Hey, how's it, Leroy? All right, so I thought let me shoot this quick video and then you have the lay of the land when it comes to Bitcoin. So look, I think it's important that everybody that wants to get into this tech understands what it is and why it's important. But I'm going to break it down for you, but I encourage people, go study the thing. There's a reason why it has survived for what, almost 15 years now, and it's just shot up in value and will continue to do so, right? Because it's not like anything else that we've invented or discovered on this planet, right? We've actually broken the laws of physics. Why? Because we've transported matter, electricity, into the digital world. That's like transference of energy, and you can actually move that energy through cyberspace, which is the first time that has ever happened. It's people like Nikola Tesla and Henry Ford, they dreamed up energy money way back when, and they didn't have something to distribute it, which is the internet, right? Because there was no network to run that energy across geographic regions or globally, right? So I'm not going to go too deep into that, but the short answer is, why is Bitcoin valuable? Well, because there are only 21 million coins. There can only ever be 21 million coins. It cannot be changed. It is mathematically impossible, and it's coded in the logic of the Bitcoin blockchain. That's it. Nobody can change it. And if you change it, people have changed it, but then it becomes a different thing. It becomes a new blockchain, different thing. That's why you have Bitcoin Cash and all this nonsense. And go and look at the size of those markets and the adoption. It's not even 1% because people don't care. We don't want money that can be corrupted by individuals and governments. We want money that is secured by logic and code, and nobody makes decisions for it. The founders of Bitcoin disappeared. They let the other developers run with it. There's no roadmap. There's no business plan. It's just, there you go, use it, don't use it. And people started using it. Why? Because they realized it's the most secure network on the planet, never been hacked. It's been taken offline by the Chinese government, who had 50% of the mining power at that time. The network didn't even skip a beat, right? Try doing that with Visa or MasterCard, right? In 15 years, that network has never gone down for longer than 1 second, and that 1 second was due to a patch install 13 years ago, right, in year 2, because there was a fault in the code. It actually allowed for a double spend transaction, and they patched it, and that's it. And that will probably be the last update on Bitcoin ever, because now it does what it needs to do. The speed is correct, the block size is correct, everything is sorted, and nobody is going to change it. Why? Because it takes at least 51% of all verifiers, meaning nodes, to decide to run a new code of Bitcoin. And no Bitcoiner in his right mind is going to run a new Bitcoin. Why? Because then you would lose all your money. It's that simple, right? You would lose the thing that has the value, which is a hard cap. It's scarce. You cannot fake Bitcoins. You cannot reproduce them. That's it. And if they're gone, they're gone. That's why it's so important that you store them securely. And here's the bonus. There were 21 million coins. There's now about 15 million. Why? 6 million have been lost because people have lost their passwords, their access keys. So please, go study the thing, make sure you understand it. But these days, it's so easy. We're talking people who were in the first 3 years when Bitcoin was a lot harder because you didn't have exchanges, you didn't have wallets on your phone and all these things. And there are 3 ways that you can store your coins. The one is on an exchange like Luno, and I can't even think of all the other names abroad, Binance, all these things. But don't ever leave your money there. It's not your money, it's their money. So please, you go buy there, or you buy from another Bitcoiner, your choice. But the point is, good luck trying to find a Bitcoiner who's going to sell you Bitcoin. But you can go buy off an exchange and then you move it immediately. Obviously, try and move bigger balances because there's transaction fees. I don't ever move less than 10 grand. I'll just leave that on the exchange. And then, but if an exchange gets hacked, I was on an exchange in 2016 that got hacked. I lost a lot of money. It wasn't Bitcoin though, it was some other funny money, and don't touch the funny money, only stay with Bitcoin. Then move it off the exchange and move it to either a hot wallet or a cold wallet. A hot wallet means it's connected to the internet. So that's a wallet on your phone or tablet or whatever. It's got an internet connection. A cold wallet is something that looks like a little USB drive, and it's not connected to the internet, and it is the most secure way to store your Bitcoin. You have a 12-word seed phrase that is randomly generated. Why? Because that is the word version of your 1024-bit encryption, which is the strongest encryption in the world. It's the SHA-256 hashing algorithm, which is the most important cryptography algorithm that has ever been invented and has never been cracked and never will be. The only risk is in the future when we have quantum computers, they will crack that thing, but luckily we already have quantum mining rigs coming up the moment that happens. So there you go, problem solved. So is there any risk of Bitcoin going down again? Not a chance. Governments have tried to ban it unsuccessfully. The US has now embraced it. The stock exchanges have listed ETFs. Politicians are endorsing it. Trump, RFK, Vivek, a lot of them. That's it. So the stamp of approval is on. You're going to see in the next 4 years, big banks are going to start custodying Bitcoin on their behalf of their clients. You've already got one big bank in the US doing it. You've got the biggest boys at the table now, BlackRock, Fidelity. Those boys have trillions asset under management. Like BlackRock has 10 trillion under management, and they told their clients to invest up to 5%. So just go do that number. When the Bitcoin ETFs launched in the United States, it was the most successful ETF in the history of this planet. It raised more in 10 days than every other ETF in history combined. That includes the gold ETF. Just think about that for a moment. Okay, that is incredible. So, yes, it's here to stay. Now they've changed the accounting rules. It used to be that we wanted fair value accounting, because on the old accounting rules, according to FASB, you could only write it down, you couldn't write it up. So you can write down losses, but you can't write up profits. That's ridiculous. So no listed company wanted to touch it. That is changing now in October this year. Banger. That means more corporates are going to hold it on their balance sheet. Places like MicroStrategy, Michael Saylor, they bought $6 billion of Bitcoin. It's currently sitting on about $16 billion. And that has taken their company to the stratosphere. Their share price was the best performing share in the world for 4 years running. Why? Because their company has cash flows. They're a profitable business, plus the Bitcoin growth. It's incredible. So now you have 23 listed companies in the United States that are holding Bitcoin on their balance sheets. So places like MicroStrategy have said, we don't want dollars anymore, we just hold Bitcoin. And you've got a lot of companies like Mara, Riot Capital that also do that. So yes, institutions are here. The final one is now the banks. The banks and the people. But technology, like the internet, like the cell phone, like lawnmowers, washing machines, everything follows an S-curve, right? It goes like this. And you've got the nerds and everyone and the people with money get on it. So like Bitcoin, cell phones, internet, and then the public find it, and then it goes like this through the roof. And then it flattens out. This is all the Nigerians and Africans getting smartphones, right? We'll catch up. We are literally here where this thing's about to do this. Okay, so you think $70,000 is a lot per Bitcoin? Hold my beer, bro. You'll see millions, tens of millions of dollars. Why? Because Bitcoin's valuable, but also the currencies that it's measured in are crashing. And that brings me to my final point. Right now, the Federal Reserve in the United States is going to print another $7 trillion. They only printed 4 trillion during COVID, and you saw the inflation that came with that. They have just said they're going to pivot on interest rates because they've had high interest rates now to combat inflation. They are now going to drop them. And the moment that they said the words, not when they dropped them, the moment they said the words, you can set your watch to 90 days, then the stock market will crash. The question is how much? We're predicting 30 to 90%. If it hits 90, it's worse than Black Monday in 1930. But nonetheless, everything's going to take a beating and then it will recover like it always does. Why? Because it's a function of money. That is why the stock market always goes up. It's not because the companies are more valuable and all these things. It's because the money is being inflated away. So your houses, everything is about to go up. But what is the fastest horse? Bitcoin, then gold. And if you're a South African, dollars. Okay, so don't hold anything else. That's the short answer. If you have equity in your homes, I'd get it out of there and put it somewhere else. So that is the 2 cents. I would recommend that everybody go to do the free Bitcoin course, the best one in the world. It's developed by the Saylor Academy and MIT and Stefan Livera. And you can go to saylor.org. So that's SAYLOR.org. And you can also just search online for PRDV 151. So that's Papa Romeo Delta Victor 151, and the course's name is Bitcoin for Everybody. I think that's what it's called. And yeah, it's about 15 hours. It's videos, podcasts, and reading. And there's some quizzes as well, and it's free. That will teach you everything you need to know about money, the history of money on this planet, and why our money is broken, and how politicians are just robbing us blindly by printing all the money away. because it's backed by nothing. And then what are some of the answers to that, to debasement specifically? And then you'll realize perfect money has been invented, and you no longer have to store your wealth there, because now you can teleport $1 billion from Shanghai to New York instantly, almost for free, literally. So I've sent large amounts of money for $1. That's crazy. Try doing that. You can't even move $1 billion of gold. It's impossible because the insurance is too much and the risk is too high. So we don't actually move gold anymore, except for maybe one gold bar, sure. But try and do $1 billion, and that's why banks are going to start using the Bitcoin blockchain to settle interbank settlements. And it's final settlement. When it moves from here to there, it actually moves. It's not just numbers on the screen like with banking and money. So that's a very, very big technological advancement. So yes, my prediction is we're going to the moon, my friends, and you don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin. You can buy 5 rands worth of Bitcoin. It doesn't matter. But my answer to you is get off zero, hold some. You decide whatever you're comfortable with. I have moved everything into Bitcoin. Your choice how hard you're going to go. Cool. I hope this helps.